It's over there.
Too late. So anyhow, we're going to be live. Yo, what's up? It's Hard-Earned Knowledge. Today is going to be a great day. I'm going to let people tune in, hopefully.
But what happened to our intro?
Yeah.
He ran out of time and forgot about it.
Yeah. You can't make them go back and do the intro now.
Plenty of time.
Yeah? You want to do the intro?
We should.
Okay.
It's nice.
And it might be the best part of some episodes.
The best part of the episode.
30 seconds.
All right, thank you.
Woo.
Satisfied now.
What is up? LinkedIn, Facebook groups, all the stuff we got going on. Today is an exciting episode because we're talking about the future of business in Colorado Springs and what our ideas are versus what is available to grow in a business. I'm Ronnie Haskins. We also have with us my little crew here. We got Marcus.
Morgan.
He always does that.
I always do that. We had payroll yesterday.
Yeah,
Would you
so-
like to explain? Marcus, please explain it.
Yeah, so parents had me before they were married. They had me in high school. My grandparents, this is the story I was told. So grandma, grandpa, if you're listening, I don't know if this is true. This is just what mom and dad tell me. My grandparents said that my mom shouldn't put my dad's last name on my birth certificate because they didn't think they'd stay together. 24 years later, here that they're still together, and I use my dad's last name, but legally, I do have my mother's last name.
That's the first time I've heard that story. That's
Yeah.
why I stutter when I'm like, this is Marcus. It's Marcus Morgan.
Marcus
He's
Morgan.
definitely a one name type of guy.
This is
You
Bobby
know him.
Jones. This is Bonnie Simon. Now, today we got some new technology we're playing with. Bonnie, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
So now we can zoom in on Bonnie. Bobby, you want to talk to people? We can zoom in on Bobby.
Hello,
As you
everyone.
can see,
And Marcus and
their heads are too close together.
I am.
So, it's like whatever. So, but like, I got my shot straight, so it's all good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. We also have a different camera angle that we can bring in so that everybody can have a shot. But look, let's just start off. We've confused everybody, and everybody's probably tuned out now. Bobby Jones, Marcus Morgan, Bonnie Simon, Ronnie Haskins. Together, we are Hard-Earned Knowledge. Why is the podcast called that? Because over the years, we have learned these lessons over and over again. Very, very difficult lessons about building businesses, the car business. Our topics are usually automotive related or business related. Today's going to be more on the business side, although we will get into the auto business and how that's being affected by these same tactics. But this is why we call it Hard-Earned Knowledge. So we hope you like it. We hope you tune in more. And as always, if you got questions, drop them in the comments box. If you like the information, you find it uplifting, you find it useful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like it, mash the like button, and share with your friends. So without further ado, let's get into it. So how's everybody feeling?
good.
Feel amazing.
Fine.
Extraordinary.
We also need a shout out for Bonnie's cat. Which one? Mr. Pickles?
Mr. Pickles.
Mr. Pickles is not feeling well?
Oh no,
No.
it's never easy when a pet.
No.
Family member.
Yeah, exactly. Family member is not
Mhm.
feeling well.
We're trying to switch foods, and it's grueling.
Having difficulty just eating, or
He says he doesn't eat. He's got allergies. We'll do another podcast about Mr. Pickles, but that's
the Mr. Pickles.
It's going to be
podcast.
our
Yeah.
most watched podcast ever.
Great podcast. Yeah. Maybe I can even bring him.
Okay. Bonnie, I hope that the cat is going to be fine.
Absolutely.
I wish you would have brought him in.
Yeah, he wouldn't have liked that. But
No?
you know
It'll make him anxious.
how cats are.
Yeah.
It's like, where am I? Where are my things?
Yeah.
But,
Why am
yeah.
I here? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, like we always say, the show must go on. So today, let's get into the first little topic. People build businesses. I've had people reach out to me and they want to learn how to be a broker. And they've asked me, hey, look, I want to be able to put money towards buying leads, gaining attraction, gaining attention on the social platforms, getting activity, which leads to sales. They want to spend money and they want to do it quickly. They want a quick ramp up. In 20 something years of doing this, I have had a very difficult time doing it. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I think it can work for a lot of people, But for me, I have never cracked that code or had enough money to participate in that particular arena.
Right.
So what we do is what it says on the other side of that. Advertising is what I was just talking about, but we network. That's how we've built this business. So let's talk a little bit about that. I want to start with Bonnie because Bonnie's been building her business here for a little over 4 years now.
Yeah.
When will be 5?
It'll be 4 on January 1st. Complete the 4 and then begin the 5.
Okay. So why don't you share with us a little bit about networking and what it means to you?
Oh, I love networking. It's my favorite part of my job.
Go ahead. You got the camera.
Yeah. So I have this system where I attend a certain number of events every month, and then I meet people, and then I have coffee with them, and I basically have structured my job so that I'm basically a professional friend. Like I go out there, I socialize for a living. When people need cars, then obviously I sell them cars, but I love networking. I've made a lot of friends. I've learned about all different kinds of businesses. And for me, it's been absolutely the best way to build a business.
Would you guys agree?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel the same. You said professional friend, and I think that's a really good,
Yeah.
a really good point. Because
Exactly.
when I go to, our networking groups and when I go out and network in the community, I do end up making a lot of friends. And, that's typically how the business has been referred to me through my 1.5 years here. But I mean, my thing with networking is the trust just builds a little bit easier with some of those referrals than if they just come off the street. Like if I have, a friend who sends someone my way, there's a level of trust that's already instilled in that new client or referral that wouldn't be there if they just came in off the street. And I think that's what's most special about networking to me, at least.
Well, that's good. I like that answer.
Mhm.
What's your feedback on it, Bobby? What's your experience so far?
Yeah, definitely the same thing, the friendship, the building the relationships. But I mean, it's something really powerful about the whole I know a guy situation. It's like when someone tells you they know a guy, you don't go in there, thinking that, okay, this is not going to work out. Ideally, you're thinking, hey, this is good. It's his guy. Now he's my guy. He's going to take good care of me. He or she, they can be trusted with my issue at this moment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's been my experience as well. I mean, we tried when we first opened the business in 2000 to spend money on newspaper ads. I mean, we're a long time ago, newspaper ads. And they had some success, like when you had inventory. But we're an actual automotive service. So we're not really pushing metal. We're providing a service. So how do you get that message out there and develop trust with people where they'll come back over and over again? And I've only found it to work with networking.
Yeah.
I've wondered about the purpose of advertising. That so you plaster your name around out there, and then what does that do for you? It's not building trust per se, but my favorite example now is that there's all these different kinds of desks. Like this one, if you press a button, it lifts up and then it goes down. Standing desks, and so on Facebook, you see a lot of ads for a company called Uplift. And so I went to buy one, and it was super expensive because they probably have to spend a lot on the advertising.
That's what this desk is.
Yeah, exactly. So then my dad was like, well, you have to go to this Flex Spot company, and it was half the price. Same product. Had never heard of them. So I think that's an interesting example of what the advertising did for Uplift is that I remember their name. Mm-hmm. But in the end, that wasn't enough to drive a purchase. And so I've wondered, what does advertising do for a company?
Notability, I would say.
Yeah,
like you're talking about.
And yeah, I would tap into it's definitely brand recognition. I remember growing up in South Carolina, there were just a few brands that were automatically known. If you wanted to wash your car or wash dishes or whatever, it was always Dawn. Even if you bought palm olive, you got palm olive. Hey, go get me some of that Dawn.
Yeah,
and you bring in a bottle that's or say get this laundry detergent, you automatically say go get me some Tide.
Yeah.
We probably got the off-brand when we got to the store or whatever the case may be, but we went to get Tide.
Yeah.
And I think that happens, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Brand awareness. I mean, the golden arches.
Exactly.
Right.
So then when you get hungry and you're in the spur of the moment and you're doing a reactive type of purchase, the first thing that comes to your mind is those name brands, and usually you're there, especially if they're on every corner.
So is it the same? I mean, those are brands that have been well established
Mhm.
long before the internet. Is it the same in the age of the internet?
Absolutely. Like if you think about Breathe Happy, you know what they're talking about. You know these different little
I have
things.
no idea. What you're
Febreze.
talking
Febreze.
about.
It's the song.
I know.
Breathe happy, Febreze.
Yeah.
No, no, no,
There's
no, no.
probably a television
You hear 'em.
commercial. I've never heard that.
Really?
I
I
probably
don't
don't.
watch TV.
I've never.
Oh,
I'm not a Breathe Happy. I'm with you.
Yeah, you know,
You don't
but
like
but
breathing
it's so many
Heard
different
of
things
Breathe
that fall into that category.
You know what though? We don't buy Febreze. I don't think I have it in my house.
No, I don't
might
either.
not.
I
And
don't
for your
either.
car or anything.
Yeah,
Nothing?
we
Yeah.
go to this Bath and Body Works, I think, and get those little screw-in wall scents. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
just-
those things. Yeah.
Right.
But
And
they're
I-
still not. I know
Okay,
Febreze
well-
makes some.
And I-
But
So that's
yeah.
an interesting point. That so you all know the name, you know the commercial, you haven't bought it.
yeah,
Well, I do from time to
Okay,
time.
So one out
But
of
but you know,
four,
but they're usually better options sometimes. I
Right.
mean, more people are health conscious now. They're
Right,
safer, more biodegradable, healthier products to have in your home. We're starting to tap into those areas, but the age of old
Mhm.
advertising, yeah, they got some of my money.
Yeah, yeah.
McDonald's is the big one for
I
me.
was just about to say that too.
I've got kids, you know, and it's like everybody wants their kids to push the camera a little bit that way so you can get more camera time, Bobby. There you go. Perfect. So like, you know, they basically, every parent says the same thing. You bring the baby home.
Mhm.
Baby's never eaten anything but spinach and water and celery, and that's it. And then the baby gets a little bit older, and you keep driving by those arches, and you keep driving by those arches.
Yeah.
And every parent says it, right? I'm not taking my baby to McDonald's.
Right.
You going to McDonald's.
You're going to McDonald's.
You're going to get that $1 cheeseburger, or you're going to listen to it for the rest of the night. That's just the fact of it. And that branding is, I dislike it. Like,
Yeah.
Here's something that should upset you. I think I've talked to you guys about this. Where does McDonald's advertise? NBA games, football games. It's usually like a
Racing.
cheaper ticket.
affordable television
Yeah.
type
Not
stuff,
hockey games.
Right.
No,
You can break it off right there. Not hockey games, not Wimbledon,
not,
you know,
not Formula
not
One.
Formula One racing. You know, but you know, Formula One racing, they have Rolex, they have
Rolex,
Tag,
Johnny Walker.
yeah, they have stuff that us NBA watchers can't afford.
Right. Right. And it's funny you should say too, when you bring up the kids, I'm pretty sure everyone has been around a child that probably can't even read yet. Barely
Knows
talking.
McDonald's, dude.
They know McDonald's when you drive by it. They know some of these other brands when you drive by it, and they're adamant about getting to go inside. You know, it just happens like that.
So you said so we got off track, but we
Mhm.
were answering her question.
Mhm.
What does the marketing and advertising do? It creates brand awareness.
Brand awareness.
And so this isn't a either or conversation. It's a debate.
Mhm.
Is not, network marketing versus advertising. Does it work? Which works better? I'm here to tell you, advertising works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or people wouldn't spend millions and millions of dollars on the Super Bowl for 30 seconds.
I also think it depends on what type of business you're trying to advertise, right? Because obviously, if you're trying to advertise for fast food, blasting out there during 30-second Super Bowl commercials is a great way to get a mass amount of people
Out of the
to-
seats and into the burger stands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like for us, if we were to do that during a Super Bowl commercial, no one's gonna be like, I don't want to
I need to go buy a
to
car.
a car broker right now. It's like I
At
don't want to
halftime.
watch football. I'm hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm drunk. I don't want to buy a car.
Yeah,
Yep.
timing, that's a whole another pocket. Timing of advertising. I mean, when do you do it?
Yep.
Those are all great things. Now, those folks, remember, one thing in common with all of this advertising. What's the one thing in common? Budget.
It's expensive. Yes. Mhm.
They have an endless budget. So if for you folks out there that are building businesses, like right now we're reaching out to people that want to be brokers all over the country and teaching them how to do what we've done.
Mhm.
And we are in these discussions. Do I need a lot of advertising money? I'm like, well, I mean, it depends on, I'm not saying no. I'm just like, it depends on what you want to do.
Exactly.
I did not have the money to spend on advertising when I was coming up. So it was not a thing. It was an easy decision.
Right.
Shoe leather. I actually met with, he lives in this town, Newell Ledbetter Advertising. He's got an advertising agency here. He said, either you're going to spend shoe leather or money.
Mhm.
And sometimes
Mhm.
both, but bootstrapping or you're basically spending money. So now we can advertise ourselves. How can we advertise ourselves?
Social media.
Absolutely.
You got anything to input on that? Hungry
Well,
chicken?
I mean, I did do that. There was blogging, but there's different ways to advertise yourselves. I mean, I thought social
Mhm.
media was a good answer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're doing here.
Mhm.
Kind of for hard-earned knowledge, and even for my other podcast, what I'm doing there is advertising myself and
Mhm.
building a brand and putting it out to, the social, to the internet and social media. Because I mean, think about how many people look at their phones and are just on their phones scrolling through social all day. A lot of people.
That's why we do the
Yeah.
podcast, because if not, they would be sitting in their offices scrolling through their phones.
Yeah. And I have
Absolutely no.
I have a quote of my own. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else or said by anyone else, but I say everyone has an audience, so therefore, no matter who you are, what you're into, for me, it's basketball. Obviously, it was military. It was all these different things. There's an audience of people that would love to have a conversation with me about those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're
And-
interested in it, there's an audience.
Exactly. So you don't need everyone. You just need a few people, or a good bit of people makes it even better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for the folks out there that are building your business, if you don't have I would say 10 grand a month to drop on advertising consistently for like a 2-year burn, Carvana's doing that. Like, they're constantly burning money, trying to build that brand awareness, trying to build that household name.
Mm-hmm.
And is this costing what, $4 billion now?
Yeah. And something with like Carvana, it's like brand awareness doesn't build proper business practices either.
No, that's true.
So you can also put yourself out there as much as you want, but if your business isn't solid or trustworthy or anything like that, you're not going to do very well in the long run, because it takes trust to get to grow even more than just brand awareness.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, how do you build trust?
Doing a good job the first time.
Doing a good job the first time. How do you do it?
Well, I do it through networking. I think that's why the quality of leads or referrals that come through networking are so much better than through advertising, because you've had time to build that trust, and they're more comfortable. You're like further along in the process of making a sale when the person has already met you,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
or
And
if
you-
they know somebody who you know.
Absolutely. And just like you said, knowing someone that you know. So therefore, you're riding on the backs of someone else's trust that's far deeper than you could ever build in an hour or two, or in a few seconds of a commercial. So that person, that's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, they're telling you about Bobby Jones. It's like, okay, I'm already got a level of trust. Now I just all got to worry about is not breaking that trust.
Yeah, and you get, with the networking, you get feedback.
Mhm.
When you just advertise, or even when you're blogging, you don't get that much feedback. So
Mhm.
you don't know why people do or don't trust you in
Hmm.
those cases.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Like, on the back of what both of y'all said, like, it helps us, networking helps us build trust with our clients after the fact as well, because when our clients come back and is like, hey, do you know somebody for this? We're gonna be like, yeah, we do. And if we trust that person and they do a good job, that builds the referrals trust with us as well.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
It's about making people's lives easier, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
And connecting them to good people that can do good services for them or provide a good product. I mean, we all want our people to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with what you're offering as well. That it's almost simpler. Like, the quality of lead that McDonald's gets almost doesn't matter. The
Right.
person comes in, they're either very hungry or they're not very hungry.
You're buying something.
You're probably
Yeah,
gonna buy
you-
something at that
yeah.
point. But for us, like, we offer the service to find cars, and cars are expensive, and it's similar to what happens to financial advisors, that the quality of the lead and the amount of trust is crucial.
Yes.
That because nobody's buying French fries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although maybe we should try that.
Putting your life savings on the line.
French fries, yeah, that's exactly.
Or in our case, the second largest purchase of a household usually.
Yeah, it's the speed of trust and how much trust we can build to
Yeah.
help people.
Yeah.
It's more difficult than selling fries.
It is, yeah. I think I should, full disclosure is that I think over the years I've developed this. I have very little faith in advertising for the average small business. Maybe for big businesses with simple products, but for most of us, we need to be part of the community. We need to be out there. People need to know who we are. We need to be helping people so that we develop that. Like, you all remember Suzanne Craig? She was like a pillar of the community. People didn't necessarily know her as the Legal Shield rep. They knew her as the lady who went out and tried to help small businesses and introduce them to people and she did business that way, because anytime anybody needed Legal Shield, if they knew that that's what she did, they would buy from her because she had probably helped them. And
In one way or another.
so that's what it takes to really develop those high quality relationships, is that time and effort of being in the community. So I have very little. I actually started this little journey into sales by doing the blog, and the blog, like, I had a lot of people that followed that blog. It was the Hungry Chicken Homestead blog. I wrote about local food farms and businesses, but in the end, when I tried to sell something, it was much more difficult because I didn't have relationships with the people that were reading the blog, that they might take my recommendations and go use the farms and the businesses that I was writing about. But when I actually had classes or tried to sell local products, much more difficult. It only really worked when I had a personal relationship with that person of some kind.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, you brought up Legal Shield. I just want to take a moment to say Doug Kelly will be missed. He was one of the best networkers in this town, touched so many people, and we lost him a month ago,
Something like
a couple
that.
of months
Just
ago.
about.
I'm a Legal Shield member because of Doug Kelly, and it was a tough loss for everybody, the whole community. We'll miss him at all of the little networking events all over town
Yeah.
where we got used to seeing him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
That's something you wouldn't have if, you don't have that with advertising. There's not that community engagement and community bonds.
now here's the con to that.
Okay.
We're having a debate.
Let's debate.
It's hard to scale.
Mhm.
I have been trying to scale this business with some success
Mhm.
for 10 years. And, it's easier when I can tell you, in order to get 5 clients this month, here's how much you have to spend. Here's what you have to do. Here's everything that's needed. You'll get your 5 clients. You'll get your return on your investment. Everything moves. You've seen Shark Tank. They like those numbers. Like, what does it take to obtain 1 client? What does it take to provide that product, that service, whatever? When do we get paid? How quick is it? How fast is it? So when you're building a networking business, it's a lot more difficult to scale. I think the upside's bigger, but it's a lot more difficult to scale because I have to train you guys to go do what I've done over the last 20 years to some level of degree of success in your own timeline.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you got to go. You both have to go out. I can't transfer the trust.
Mhm.
Well, some of it,
Some of it.
Some of
Yeah.
it, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You've got to go develop your own following and your own people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true. But how many clients could we, like, if we had McDonald's budget for advertising and we had thousands of people clamoring at the door to do business with us, we wouldn't be able to handle that much business. So,
Yeah, no, you could run yourself out of business doing that. Like
Yeah,
if we won the lotto and had 20 million to burn on advertising, yes, I know exactly what I would do with that money and build this business even bigger. But it would still be a lot of the root stuff that we do,
Mhm.
coupled with a ton of advertising, a
Right.
hiring process, a call center. We'd have to have the infrastructure to handle all of that stuff. You'd be a
Right.
big player at that point. So you're getting a lot of enemies, a lot of
Yeah.
Goliaths coming after you, stuff like that. But
Mhm.
Legal department, that's right.
Yeah.
That's,
we'd have to stop answering the phone.
More than Christy and title work.
Yeah, title work would be a lot more than Christy.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
we probably really would have to take over the building next door.
Yeah, we just
All
buy it
those
out.
things,
Or the
yeah.
whole, all of it.
Right. That's- yeah.
Yes, indeed.
What's the next list here? The future of the business. The future of business.
Well,
It's changing.
yeah.
Bobby did research on this. You want to take this over?
Yeah, at least I just wanted to kind of tap into, I think the future is like what we're talking about. The future is small businesses, so for those of you that don't own a business, but don't have a side hustle or starting to get in the planning process of what are you going to do next, when you're hit the ceiling for income and all of that, small business is the future of that, of the future of not only your community and your local area, but your families and your generations to come. Yeah.
You got anything you want to add?
I mean, small business is huge. Everybody's doing e-commerce stuff now.
Mhm.
Everything's over the internet. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like office jobs will probably die out at some point, and it'll all be remote.
That's what you're thinking. Even when Elon Musk is bringing everybody back to
Oh.
Twitter.
I mean, give it 10, 15 years and sure.
Okay.
By then, technology will be even more advanced.
I don't think so. I mean, I think the technology will be more advanced, but I don't think you can replace the in-person relationship with anything.
Not with most things, but
Yeah.
a lot of things. Like when we're talking about like fast food stuff, not
Yeah, that's
everybody
all gonna
wants
be
to deal
online.
with. Yeah,
It's gonna be
not
like
everybody
vending
wants to
machines.
deal with a teenager
Right.
with a bad attitude, giving you a burger. You know.
Right. No, I think you're right.
But
About that.
and you know, especially like for me personally, I would not want to talk about my finances with my financial advisor over a Zoom call or over anything like that. I also, this might just be me, but I don't like purchasing a car online because I like touching the product and doing all of that in person. So with those types of businesses, yes, I mean, online banking is already becoming more of a factor than going into the bank to deposit and withdraw money. So there are some things that I think won't change, but for the vast majority of things, especially warehouses and things like that, where robots will be able to probably do a lot of it, I don't think there will be a need for people to do it.
I think there'll be certain jobs that'll be like I did notice in Costco now that they've got the the automated cashiers.
They finally have them, yeah, and they're starting to take over.
Yeah, they are, and I'm not surprised that they have a lot of people coming through. It'll be a lot cheaper for them if they don't have to hire so many people.
Exactly.
But this is you have to hear the story. So I have a ticket to a foreign country through a foreign airline, and I was going to go in November, and it didn't work out because of COVID last year. And now I need to call them, but I cannot find a phone number. Like they have so automated it that I'm going to have to call a travel agent in order to find a way to actually talk to a person because I don't have my voucher number. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and so it's like you can overdo this automation stuff, and
Right.
To the point of like, yeah, I mean, they use WhatsApp, and it's all very nice, but it doesn't understand what I'm asking, so
Yeah.
it's not helping.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find this. I don't feel like as a consumer I get treated well anywhere I go now. I don't get treated well anywhere I go. I feel like it's more of like when I show up at Home Depot or whatever, what are you doing here?
hmm
What do you need? Like even at McDonald's, it's been rough. I don't go there very often, but I don't feel welcome.
No.
Right.
yeah. There's been a problem
Right.
finding customer service people
Yeah.
And
the
so
last few years.
we're talking about the future of business. This is just my speculation and my opinion. But I really believe that there will always be a niche. Niche businesses to me those are the ones I want to invest in. Those are the ones I want to be part of.
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't really intend to have a $300 million business where I just need to have like McDonald's, they know their shit. Like you find it funny. Like people argue the fact that, well, they could be more like Chick-fil-A. It's like, no, they know their consumer.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. You can be pissed off, cuss everybody out in the place.
And you're still gonna get a burger.
You're coming back for a burger.
Yep. You'll be there.
At some point in time, you roll them back through there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Part of it's advertising, part of it you just hungry.
Right.
They
and
don't
they're
care.
on every corner.
On every corner, you're gonna get one.
Convenience.
Yeah, Bonnie, no,
No,
but she never was a customer. But the rest of us, at some point, we're going back through there.
Yep.
For our business and for small businesses out there, you should definitely feel very comfortable and robust about what's going on in the society. Like
Yeah.
I've been preaching to these guys, like, look, everybody's treating everybody like crap. Customer service, they're short, they're to the point, they don't want to listen to you. Double down on listening to your clients, double down on trying to deliver what they want. And actually be genuinely interested in what they need and be happy to serve them.
Right.
And I think that can go on for 25 more years.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what you were saying. You're like, no, I don't think it's all going to be automated.
yeah, no. That is what I was trying to say.
And I think it's a good place for both. It's like I think we get mixed up when we say small business. I don't know the exact definition, but
Up
I
to
know
500 employees.
it's like 500 employees. You can
Yeah.
be a huge business and be considered a small business. And then, however, there's always the opportunity to be able to invest in something that's automated and have passive income. There's going to be multiple streams of income that you're going to need to really create a good financial future.
I'm a fan of the technology. I love it.
So
Yeah.
you can tap into all of these businesses, but the key is it's only tapping into a small amount of your time. That one major small business, whatever your passion is or whatever you're good at, that's what you're going to be doing. And then you got all these other opportunities.
Everybody talks about delivering customer service.
Mhm.
We're good at customer service.
Yes.
We're the best at customer service.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about it. What did I tell you that we try to focus on?
Customer service. The customer experience.
Customer experience.
Mhm.
To us, customer service is reaction. Yes, sir, we'll take care of that. How can we help? How can we help you? What can we do? We're sorry. You ever called in and, everybody's doing customer service
Pacifying.
except the people with no phone number.
Right.
Like you're
Right.
calling in, you're upset. Okay, we got to triage to get this fixed. I think customer experience is predictive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Our follow-up process is designed to expect these types of things to happen and to meet the client before it even happens. When and we're talking about title work, not issues with cars and stuff like that, but like title work is like the bane of our existence. Like it's not easy. We have to deal with the DMV. Trust me, you don't want to even know about it. But delivering customer experiences before it even gets too late, we're like, hey, title work might be late. Let's go ahead and get you another permit. When can you stop by and put this on your car? Instead of, hey, my temp tag's gone.
Right.
Oh, Mr. I can deliver customer service to you and get you another one. That's reacting versus having given an experience. So if you're looking at this and that resonated with you, what can you do in your business to deliver better experience for people from start to finish? And then a year after that.
Yeah. And I wanted to speak on that too. Like if you think about the luxury resorts and all these other things, when you get to a point where the people that you're networking with understands your customer experience, they're describing that experience. We're describing Cancun, Mexico, or wherever before that person gets there.
That's why
they're
you want to
looking
go.
forward to it.
That's why you want to go.
And that's what we're doing in business.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what those relationships and that networking is doing. It's allowing other people that know us to expect a certain experience from us, be able to give a visual of what that would look like. And that client comes in here with almost total trust.
Huh. I like it. Anybody else want to add anything else with the future of business? I mean,
Only that I don't know if you guys have ever read one of those science fiction novels where there's like corporations, but they're countries.
well, I've seen like a lot of the science fiction stuff. You're talking about like Wall-E, like a corporation was running the world, you know, and it's time to eat lunch. Here's your lunch in a cup.
That I don't remember that. But the idea that somehow that corporations and countries would merge, and that like companies would be running countries. Maybe that's the future of business. That
I hope
or
not.
maybe it is the.
I think that was the history of business. It's kind of already happening, right? When you think about
I was going to say,
what it's
I've
like,
got
two
some-
oil companies left,
Yeah.
you know, and
The Koch brothers. Like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say I have some offline theories for that.
We don't want to be that divisive.
No,
today.
we don't need
There's a whole lot of drama going on there, right?
All right, let's talk about the next topic then. You know, it's relationships versus transactions. You know, not everything that is sold needs a relationship.
No.
Nope.
I don't need to sit there and talk about my kids and everything when I'm picking up that $1 burger.
Right, yeah.
No, and in that instance, it's a little weird if you're trying to build a relationship with the cashier beyond hey, how's it going? Good.
This is a true story. I had I think people would call it a clothier in 1992, 93, 94. His name was, I still remember this guy's name. His name was Chris. And Chris would, okay. He worked at JCPenney's. Let's make it clear. A clothier, but like, remember.
I love that name.
Yeah. Back then, I would go in looking for suits. I wore suits to work for 5 years. Like I always had a suit on. I had a tie on. And I'd go see Chris because I would wear my sleeves out right here on the table. I'm always doing contracts, and I would bust the shirt sleeves over time. I would get them dry cleaned all the time, a lot of starch in them, and they would pop. And so I was constantly buying shirts. I had like 10 white shirts at all times. Well, Chris used to call me. This dude worked at JCPenney's in the men's section. And he would call me and go, Mr. Haskins, hey, we got a new line of shirts in. They're fitted. You need to come check these out. And I was like, oh, man, great. I'll come by Friday and drop, $40 on 5 shirts. It wasn't a big deal. But like he used to literally call me.
Yeah.
He delivered a fantastic customer experience. He had a relationship with me. I would only buy from Chris. It was fantastic. Versus doing transactions, you're just going through the drive-through. How can we sell some? So you go back to the advertising thing. Like if you're going to do a lot of advertising, you're probably going to do a lot of transactions.
Yeah.
So you can make a big business that way. As a small business owner, we have found that relationships have worked a lot better for us.
Right.
Anybody want to speak on it?
Yeah, I think networking builds relationships, and from my point of view, and that's actually a big reason I chose the BNI chapter. Is because I visited a couple, and the one I chose just felt more like a relationship building center and most of the others just felt like it was everything was just built to be a transactional ordeal. So that's kind of why I chose the chapter I did, because it felt more relationship oriented than transactional oriented,
Mhm.
and that's what I was looking for. Because, like I said, networking is about building relationships within the community to build trust and pass referrals between each other.
What's your experience been, Bonnie?
Oh, well, this is like a soapbox issue for me, that so we live in this society where everything's very atomized. Like everybody's very independent, and we don't necessarily belong to the communities. You've all read that book, Bowling Alone. But it seems to me that with networking, it, without intending to, it has replaced the role of places like the church, that people don't go to church so much anymore, but these networking groups are really cohesive. And when people get sick, they bring them food, and when there are weddings, everybody celebrates, and it's had the same role. And I've also seen this at the gym, actually, where those kinds of groups that were really intended for some separate purpose become the center of the community. And that's how I feel about a lot of the networking that I've done. Like that's what they are. Like these are little communities that connect to bigger communities, and that's what keeps us human to a certain extent. Not to overemphasize it.
Yeah, well said. Well said. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny because I mean, if we brought it back into the auto world, auto search versus the average dealership, they're advertising, they're transactional. Chances are you only meeting your salesperson that day. Chances are they won't be working there the next time you come back. And we're the total opposite of that. Doesn't make one or the other right or wrong. It's just some people are looking for this person where they get to walk in the door and everybody in the building knows their name, or they get to walk up and see if they can beat this guy at their game.
Yeah, there's some people that like transactions. I mean, there's nothing against the dealers that do business that way. But we found that our niche is relationships. People like to have a long-lasting relationship when they're spending this kind of money.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, lively group today, guys. So tell us what you think about the technology. Like, I know we're struggling with it. We've got to get our sound better. We still might move over there, go to headsets, get everybody their own camera on their own dime.
I was going to say that when the kingdom of auto search is running its own world, then we'll just put a tax on the people for better equipment. How about that?
Oh, goodness.
That's over my head.
I know. It's the kingdom of auto search. That's a big thing. That's a big deal.
It's
I think she just took it back to us taking over the economy.
Taking over the world. One company taking over the world.
You want to sell something?
Do I want to sell something?
You can take us out. Sell
Contact us.
No, I do not.
So Bonnie's having trouble with her cat. So prayers for
Yeah,
Mr. Pickles.
Mr.
He's having a
Pickles.
diet change. So her normal energy is just not there right now, but
has
she's a
bad
trooper and she's got
allergies.
appointments later today.
His
So
tummy hurts, poor baby.
Yeah.
maybe you should drop him and see him before your 5 o'clock
Maybe
appointment.
I will.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think he'll be fine, but he's got to get through this diet change. So thank you for joining us, guys. If you like the video, if you want us to talk about other things, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Marcus will have backseat drivers if you're into F1 racing on Fridays. What time is the podcast?
5:30 p.m. on Fridays.
5:30 p.m. For all you F1 people, Marcus will be talking about that.
That's mountain time. Yeah.
Mountain time. Yeah. But you can find it on YouTube. You can always watch the replay too.
Mhm.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us and allowing us to talk about what we were talking about. Anything else?
I like selling stuff. Come and get to know Bobby.
Come and get to know Bobby.
We still don't have the cringy tagline like Russell Wilson. Broncos country.
Auto search country.
Let's
ride.
ride.
Let's ride.
You know, it actually would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Auto search country. Let's ride.
Or drive.
Oh, let's drive.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
I don't think we can make it any cheesier. But anyhow, hit us up if you have questions. And thank you for joining us, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.